He said Pindeo. He's a letter. Pindeo.
Starting lineup for the Dodgers presented by Capital One. It starts with Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker. You see all those lefties in the lineup. It's hard to avoid with some big name lefties. And a first pitch line drive by Ohtani against Jake Bennett, who's been really tough on lefties so far this year. That's the 10th hit only he's allowed against a left-handed batter, and that's going to be pressed this evening.
Yeah, no extra base hits against lefties. There's some good ones in this lineup. This 25-year-old lefty has been so impressive. Came over in the offseason in a prospect-for-prospect deal. The Red Sox have won that one. Just continues to attack the zone, gets deep into counts, elite extension, so 93, 94 gets on you.
Here's Andy Pages to take ball one. So Clayton Kershaw, we heard quite a bit from Chad Tracy about the extension of Bennett. We just mentioned it as well. What are hitters seeing with that extension?
Well, I mean, the closer you are when you let it go, the harder it's going to seem. So, you know, when you see 92, 93, 94 right here from Bennett, it's really getting on you like probably 95, 96. And so you'll probably see that with some of the swings. And he relies a lot on his fastball, four-seam and his sinker, throws a lot of both of those pitches and has a ton of success. He's not out there to punch a bunch of guys out. He's just getting the ball in play, not walking guys. And he's looking for a ground ball right here to turn a double play for sure.
Yeah, Clayton's talking about that reaction time. So the farther you get down the mound, a foot represents about 3 miles an hour of reaction time for the hitter. And if you are camouflaging your arm swing after your hands break a little bit and hiding your arm and getting down the hill, now you have an extra illusion to the hitter.
See that pitch right there, or where he wanted to go. That up and in quadrant to righties. His extension 7 feet 1 inches, 95th percentile. But that up and in quadrant will really tie up some righties, and he plays that little changeup off it.
Behind here, it's clipped foul.
We just showed that shot of his extension down the mound, and so many pitchers will throw behind their front leg. And so when you can be patient enough to have your front leg land and let your upper body start to curl over your lower leg, now that's where you get the extension, when the ball is released almost out in front of your front leg. And that takes a lot of patience.
And he gets a swing and a miss there off the changeup for Pages, and that is strike 3.
The effort is normally harder is better. Well, harder is better as long as you're patient before you give the energy. Just like in hitting, you've got to wait for the explosion with your body and the lever system. Kersh was amazing at it. Absolutely amazing. In the biggest moments to make the biggest pitches, he could still stay patient with his delivery.
I couldn't throw a changeup, Boral. That was a good changeup right there. That was a really good pitch. With, 10 miles an hour difference and a ton of movement. Like that was, he can strike some guys out with that. That's for sure.
We'll face Tommy Edman here, and right back to the changeup to Edman, who is a specialist against left-handed pitchers, who came over at the deadline 2 years ago for the Dodgers.
The can't throw a changeup from Kersh. For me, Kersh It was stubbornness that I didn't want to take away from my sinker and my curveball and add so many of them, and I could never get comfortable with a grip to really execute one either.
Yeah, and I think with Bennett here, it's kind of his arm angle. You know, he's a little bit lower 3/4. Really, I mean, that is such a good changeup right there. I don't know how Tommy lays off of that one right there, but it's all about how pitchers throw. You know, your body is kind of conducive to what you can do, and so like the Dodgers and a guy named Tarik Skubal and his changeup that they just got, it's pretty fun to watch when guys have really good ones, and this guy does right here.
1-2. Edman gets a piece of that changeup. Yet Tarik Skubal, if you just missed it, maybe you were on a plane with no Wi-Fi for 48 hours. Tarik Skubal traded to the Dodgers for 3 prospects just yesterday night. We're told Skubal is either on his way or here.
So you think he slides into the rotation or use him out of the pen?
Check swing, he went around, and that is strike 3. Edman on a curveball that gets buried for out number 2 from Bennett.
Yeah. Bennett pretty much lives with a 3-pitch mix, right? 4-seam sink changeup. But he will mix in that little curveball sweeper and the occasional cutter here lately just to kind of keep you honest. And this is a really good one here. Obviously, Tommy didn't see it well.
The Dodgers don't usually see the real scouting report that a pitcher normally uses against every day. Their resumes make people reach a little deeper into their repertoire.
Well, Freddie Freeman just keeps on doing it. He's got 22 hits the last 11 games during that hit streak, and you saw that egregious .511 batting average over the last 11 games. (1-0). Freeman explodes on it, but fouls it away. It's a ball and a strike. Kirsch mentioned Bennett throws his fastball a lot. He's very willing to throw fastballs, sinkers into left-handers. Bennett versus Freeman, Kirsch, is an interesting matchup tonight.
Yeah, that's such a tough pitch. When you have a good sinker left on left, like you're talking about Christopher Sanchez and Skubal and some of these guys, and Freddie's going to do what he always does. He's going to try to hit a ground ball to shortstop, and sometimes he gets in the air for a homer, sometimes he hits it right there. But like that's what happens. He gets going, and that was the 4-seam, but it still had so much movement that Freddie goes. But like you said, just watching Freddie, it's pretty amazing to see what he does day in, day out. Just continues to collect hits, continues to be the same guy every single day. And it's pretty fun when he can pencil in his name in a lineup every single day.
Sox threw a couple tough lefties and Suarez in total the last couple of nights, and just 3 hits a night from this guy.
We got a pitch timer violation, I believe. Yeah, it's ball 2. Freddie Freeman gets the advantage of ball 2. That timer was on the way down, and Mike Malinsky said no, 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 and stopped play.
You don't see that too much. Pitch clock's doing its purpose, right? Guys are just getting into routines. It's nice. You felt like a couple years maybe you wouldn't need a pitch clock because it's just a part of a routine now, and it has been.
Guys have learned very easily, it feels like. 2-2, breaking ball away. 3-2.
You know, I've watched it the last couple of nights Freddie hit, and I almost feel like he's like Luis Arraez with pop. Like he just stays inside the baseball. He's not trying to do too much off tough lefties. Line drive to left, ground ball to short, like Kirsch was saying.
3-2, it's a ground ball to first. It rolls to Contreras, and the Dodgers lead 1.
Now, do you think I'm
this is up in the first inning for Emmett Sheehan. The Dodgers rotation is even more intriguing than it was 24 hours ago with Tarik Skubal showing up, but you have Tyler Glasnow, you have Blake Snell, who are both coming back, and logjam doesn't even begin to describe it.
No, it is an embarrassment of riches for sure, and it's all based on that embarrassment of who ends up being healthy. The health is the biggest question.
Baby, I still see you cutting up the floor to sorority t-shirt, the same one you wore when we were sky in Colorado. Your lips pressed against the bottle, slamming on the Bible, baby, I never leave you. I remember how bad I need you when I taste tequila. When I taste tequila. Somebody brand new.
You're adding guys, whether it's
And not even think about it.
Randy, already a great team.
I can show up to the same bar, hear the same songs in my car. Maybe your memory, it only hits me this hard. When I taste tequila, baby, I still see you cutting up the floor to sorority t-shirt, the same one you wore when we were sky high in Colorado. Lips pressed against the bottle, slamming on the Bible, baby, I never leave you. I remember how bad I need you when I taste tequila. When I taste tequila.
That personally said,
How I need your love, how I
I
need
want
your
the money to be
love.
deferred because I want you to be able to give me the
When I
best
taste
teammates possible.
tequila, baby,
That's
I
pretty
still
good
see
and pretty big obligation, and they take it as a very responsible thing.
Kurtz, did you feel that in the clubhouse?
Sky high in Colorado, lips pressed against the bottle, slamming on the Bible, baby, I never leave you. I remember how bad I need you when I taste tequila. When I taste tequila. When I taste tequila. When I taste tequila.
August is the dog days, man. It's tough to be in baseball. It's hot everywhere. It's tough. You're traveling a bunch. You're kind of ready for the September, ready to get there. And so to get some new pieces, to get some new blood, to get some excitement around is important. And obviously the Dodgers do it better than anybody. And
You
so
say you'll be down in
they have the
five.
prospects and they're willing to do it. And I think that's the biggest difference. You know, some of these other teams that are right there, like the Brewers, Rays, even Yankees, that might have had the prospects to do it, they don't do it. And so that's, you know, you can be mad all you want, but at the end of the day, they could have.
I know that I'll
they
be a
didn't.
man.
Tarik Skubal, as you said,
Second that I see
top of the
you,
show, one of the most competitive
you
guys
won't
out
be
there,
surprised. It
a
happens
real
every time.
animal
It's
on the
nothing
mound.
new.
To the point where, I mean, he threw
It's
a
always
complete
on a
game
night like
against Cleveland
tonight.
last year on a day game.
Thank God you
And
can
in the
read
middle of
my
that complete game, he
mind.
shattered a bat.
'Cause when you
to a
look
fly
at
ball
me
today.
with those
He walked over
eyes,
to pick up the pieces of the bat
I'm
to hand
speechless.
on the way home.
Staring at you standing there
And
in
he was
that
just trying to be nice, but
dress.
it's a savage
What it's
move.
doing to me ain't a secret. 'Cause watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous.
Personality
Every
and
time you
his
walk into the room,
2-2.
I'm
In there, great response by Emmett Sheehan. Strikes out the side for the second inning. The Red Sox, though, lead 2-0.
started when you said hello. Just did something to me. And I've been in a daze ever since the day that we met. You took the breath out of my lungs, can't even fight it. with all of the words out of my mouth without even trying. And I'm speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress. What it's doing to me ain't a secret, 'cause watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless, you already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous every time you walk into the room. I'm speechless. Yeah, baby. It's always on a night like tonight. I thank God you can read my mind, 'cause when you look at me with those eyes, I'm speechless, standing there in that dress. Girl, it ain't a secret, 'cause watching you is all that I can do. I'm speechless, you already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous every time you walk into the room. I'm speechless. Oh, you know it.
We're down one player. We're playing 4v5. Whatever you had.
Fucking retard. Shut the fuck up.
FanDuel is the home of home runs this season. Take a look at our home run odds for tonight's game. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinner for free to profit boost.
Pick me up, drop me off, 2013.
Longtime
I
Boston
walk
Red
back
Sox.
in and smoke your
A couple of weeks ago, we chatted with Mookie
I
about
get to work and
why
on
you
my heart.
see it on the NBC Sports.
Lightning strikes on me twice. I've been making plans, saving up, dreaming about a diamond on your hand. I get your daddy on the line. I ask if I can make you mine, 'cause heaven knows I need your loving all the time. 24/7, 365. I wouldn't change nothing, do it all the same. If you woke up and didn't know my name, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you, I'd marry you again. I'd buy some dirt, find a church, fill it front to back, cut the gate, tie some cans on a Cadillac. I know I said it all before, but you're still the one I'm looking for. 'Cause heaven knows I need your loving all the time. 24/7, 365. I wouldn't change nothing, do it all the same. If you woke up and didn't know my name, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you, I'd marry you again. Yes, I would, yes, I would, baby, again. Yeah, I'd do it all again. Yes, I would, baby. Judging by the way you're smiling now,
For the Dodgers.
I can tell you like the way that sounds. Girl, I put my knee back on the ground. I'll marry you. I'll marry you again. 'Cause heaven knows I need your loving all the time. 24/7, 365. I wouldn't change nothing, do it all the same. If you woke up and didn't know my name, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you, I'd marry you again. Oh, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you.
Double play, and he pulls up. I think he hits
Baby, I'd
Sogard.
marry
Little
you
miscommunication. A couple guys that haven't really played all that much, but Monasterio can get to this and at least flip it to get one out. And just sort of like I said, took his eye off it, looked up, thinking Sogard would be there to get it.
Internet, these clowning dumbass niggas.
See if Bennett can pitch around and Max Muncy.
Thought the day it disappeared that it was over. Didn't even know you leaving.
Takes a first
Saw you with
pitch.
someone
One
and thought
home
that it
run
was
to have the
closure.
Dodgers
Used to tell
Stadium
me that
records
you
for home
need
runs
me,
for
baby
Max
boy.
Muncy.
Tell me more. Can't you just make up your
culture
mind?
and a manager that knows what his players need and his players have the manager's back.
Muncy lays it.
Then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Can't walk away, then come back to what we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Baby, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Stop reminding me of when we said forever. You know exactly what you're doing.
Nobody else.
When you say you need to drop off on my sweaters, this is one of your excuses. Baby, why? Tell me why? Can't you just make up your mind? Can't say you hate me, then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. Can't walk away, then come back to where we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. No, don't say that you're in love with me. 'Cause I know it's not what you need. You can't say you hate me and call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. You can't walk away and come back to what we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. That's not how this works.
Honest there to come get this to at least get one out now with the base open. We'll see.
Baby, that's not how this works.
Last night walked them with that base open. Looks like they're going to do that again.
It's met with reverence by the Dodgers Stadium crowd. They're thrilled to see Ohtani stroll to first.
Thought the
Well, the
day
first
it
thing
disappeared that it was
When you
over.
think about pitching to a lineup is who do I not going to let beat me?
Saw you with someone and
And he's
thought
an
that it
easy
was
one to
closure.
pick.
It's like
So
sleep
tell me
at
that
night
you
type
need
thing.
me,
I let
baby
Ohtani, I
boy.
can't sleep.
Tell me
If
more.
Baez gets me,
Can't you
and
just
he's
make
leading
up
the
your
team in
mind?
RBIs, and still feel like he can sleep a little better.
And he's worn out left-handed pitching this year. Baez.
Can't say you
The two spot.
hate me, then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. Can't walk away, then come back to what we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. No. Baby, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Stop reminding me of when we said forever. I know exactly what you do. But when you say you need to drop off on my sweaters, it's just one of your excuses. Baby, why? Tell me why? Can't you just make up your mind? Listen with my heart. Can't say you hate me, then call me when you're hurt. Baby, you know that's not how this works. No, that's not how this works. You can't walk away, then come back to where we were. Baby, you know that's not how this works.
Clayton Kershaw, you saw Pages deal with what he dealt with in the postseason last year and how tough it was at the plate. How much has he grown?
Yeah, this season has been amazing. You know, just what he did those first 2 months of the season. And obviously, I don't think anybody can keep up with that pace, but just what he was able to do. And then on top of that, the type of defense he's playing in center field. He's such a great fit for this ball club. And I'm happy for him. I think everybody's happy for him for what he's able to do. And he's going to be a big part of the Dodgers play in October, so he's going to get another chance at it. And I think he's going to be great.
And I love you.
We know about the defense. Famous for
Walk in the footsteps, build our own family, one day at a time.
He turned Kike Hernandez into a French dummy and a bobblehead doll on DS.
Beautiful baby looks just like you, and we'll build this love from the ground up.
slugging team.
Now till forever, it's all of me, all of you. Just take my hand, and I'll be the man your dad hoped that I'd be, and we'll build this love from the ground up, for worse or for better. And I will be all you need. Beside you, I'll stand. The good and the bad, we'll give all that we have, and we'll build this love from the ground up. This life will go by in the blink of an eye, but I wouldn't want to spend it without you by my side. The clouds are gonna roll, the earth's gonna shake, but I'll be a shelter through the wind and the rain, and we'll build this love from the ground up. Now till forever, it's all of me, all of you. Just take my hand, and I'll be the man your dad hoped that I'd be, and we'll build this love from the ground up, for worse or for better. And I will be all you need. Beside you, I'll stand. Through the good and the bad, we'll give all that we have, and we'll build this love from the ground up. Someday we'll wake up with thousands of pictures of 65 years in this little house. I won't trade for nothing the life that we built. I'll kiss you goodnight and say I love you still, and we'll build this love from the ground
Sunday
up.
Night Baseball
For
on
worse
NBC,
or for
brought to you by
better, and I will be all you need. Beside you, I stand. Through the good and the bad, we'll give all that we have, and we'll build this love.
Dodgers. It was 1960 when the Red Sox took on the Brooklyn Robins at the time, and Babe Ruth in his postseason debut threw a 14-inning game in Game 2. First game of the postseason, up and up, 14-inning complete game.
I have no words.
A lot of pitches.
That's a lot of pitches. That's a lot of ups and downs to get stiff in between innings when you're hitting. He probably extended the offensive side too.
Cedar Rafael lays into another one. Deep left field, he's done it again. My goodness, number 4.
I got a call from a friend who don't call very often.
He is a beast.
Broke it to me, and I couldn't believe that we lost him.
7th home run post the All-Star break. Second baseball.
Really felt like it came out of nowhere, but it never really comes out of nowhere. It's crazy the pain that we carry when nobody's
That
watching.
swing is short. Little guy got some.
If your light burns out and you're in the dark, the shoulder the way don't know about it.
Like it's been like this.
Don't be scared, you can pull back the curtain. Love ain't afraid to share in the burden. There was a room for the people who cared. It'd be crowded. So if your light burns out and you're in the dark, if you can't pick up the pieces, if the world you trusted falls apart, if your heart's run out of reasons, I'll be there every time you call, pick you up every time you fall. If you're going through hell, you're not alone. If you need somebody, say so.
Not everybody is always built to pull the ball. Not every pitch is built to pull, but that's where the homers are. And since June, Abreu's been pulling it more, and we've seen more of that.
Hold on tight, the sun is gonna rise, so open up your eyes. Tomorrow is a brand new day. If your light burns out and you're in the dark, if you can't pick up the pieces, if the world you trusted falls apart, if your heart's run out of reasons, I'll be there every time you call, pick you up every time you fall. If you're going through hell, you're not alone. If you need somebody, say so.
With back-to-back homers.
You look at July, and they were like middle of the pack, tied for 10th in home runs. So they hit more home runs than did dead last all year. 13 sack bunts, led all of baseball by a wide margin. So it's a combination of both.
That one's hit pretty well. Deep right field, Yoshida with power, and it is gone. A Red Sox barrage in the
I'm jealous of the blue jeans that you're wearing, and the way they're holding you so tight.
Contreras went to the plate swinging.
I'm jealous of the moment keeps on staring.
Like I almost got it to get 3 in a row
So we
there,
lock
but
the door and turn out the
one
night.
out, and Yoshida gets it.
I want you all to myself. We don't need anyone else. Let our bodies do the talking. Let our shadows paint the wall. I want you here in my arms. We'll hide away in the dark. Slip your hand in my back pocket. Go and let your long hair fall. I want you all to myself, to myself.
Change up down there,
I'm
sliders down
just
there.
a song
Against the air. Pressure swing for Massa.
and the way it's rolling off your lips.
It's a ground ball to shortstop.
It might be selfish, but I'm thinking
Red Sox.
I don't need nothing between you, leaning for another kiss. Yeah, I want you all to myself. We don't need anyone else. Let our bodies do the talking. Let our shadows paint the wall. I want you here in my arms. We'll hide away in the dark. Slip your hand in my back pocket. Go and let your long hair fall. I want you to myself, yeah.
What this team's done, Boston has won 24 straight games scoring.
Girl, I want you in the worst way.
They've also won 13 straight
Yeah, I want
against
you
teams
in
with
the worst
winning
way.
records. That is very hard
I
to
want
do.
you all to myself. We don't need anyone else. Let our bodies do the talking. Let our shadows paint the wall. I want you here in my arms. We'll hide away in the dark. Slip your hand in my back pocket. Go and let your long hair fall. I want you to myself, to myself. I want you to myself, to myself, yeah.
The situation makes it look really bad, right? Like he just gave up 3 homers, and obviously he was in the middle of an at bat. He's not trying to do that, but that might have been a shower ball there. Or it might be
like it. Dave Roberts coming out to the mound. And he will take the baseball.
Used
Jack
to dream
Dreyer will
about
come in.
buying that bigger
The Red
house,
Sox
sitting
have a
on top
5-3
of some hill. Losing sleep about filling my bank account, wondering if I ever will. But the older I get, I just care less and less about keeping up with people named Jones. If you don't fill it up with somebody that you love, it ain't ever gonna feel like home. There's always gonna be a higher high you could chase for the rest of your life. Greener grass in the yard next door, or a shined up Chevy little newer than yours. You're never gonna fill an empty cup if what you got still not enough. The thing about happiness I found is it don't live in bigger houses. I can hear the kids making little footsteps running down the hallway upstairs. I can see the dogs playing in the backyard through the kitchen window right there. Maybe life's kinda more about a swing on a porch holding her while the sun disappears. Why would I wanna be anywhere else in the world when my whole world is sitting right here? There's always gonna be a higher high you could chase for the rest of your life. Greener grass in the yard next door, or a shined up Chevy little newer than yours. You're never gonna fill an empty cup if what you got still not enough. The thing about happiness I found is it don't live in bigger houses.
Eric Skubal has made it into the building to say hello to his manager. He just made a pitching change, but Dave Roberts has a moment to talk to the new guy.
There's always gonna be a
That is
higher
a sight
high
that Dodger
you could
fans
chase
have
for the
got to
rest of
love,
your
and for Tiger fans, if
life.
they're
Greener
watching the
grass in the
telecast,
yard
it's very
next door, or a shined up
Kirk,
Chevy
you're down there.
little
How's it looking,
newer than yours. You're never gonna fill an empty cup if what you got still not enough. Thing about happiness I found is it don't live in bigger houses. The thing about happiness I found is it don't live in bigger
sight in the first place. There's a game going on, and Tarik Skubal is tapping people on the shoulder to say, "Hi, I'm Tarik. Nice to meet you."
Kirsch, you got to know him a little bit as a teammate in the WBC.
Yeah, I got to play with him. It was really fun, man. Like that whole team was special to get to do that. But Scoobs is great. He's a great teammate. He's a lot of fun. He loves pitching. He loves to talk pitching. And he really wants to get better. That'll work.
Here's to all the late night junk phone calls
Round
that
number
you
3,
filter.
and that'll retire the side.
Here's to
More on
all the bad
Skubal
decisions
as the night
that
wears on.
you
But the Red Sox hit 3
love you,
homers in
hate
the
you,
third
secrets
inning
that
to
you
take a
told
5-3
me.
lead at Dodger
Here's
Stadium.
to everyone, but mostly us. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in. 'Cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Hey, look what a hello from a stranger turned into. Caught up in a moment like it's just us in this room. All the right words at the right time, and you know them 'cause you know me better than anyone else. We don't need anyone else. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in. 'Cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never let me go, never let me go, baby. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go.
the Red Sox are the hottest team in Major League Baseball, and it's not even close. They're going for a sweep tonight against the Dodgers, who are tied for the best record in all of baseball with the Brewers.
And you say it back to me. I got you for the rest of my days. In the sun on Sunday morning or the pouring rain. I got you for the rest of my life. And if all else goes wrong, baby, I'll be alright. 'Cause I got you. Don't leave. I got you. Don't leave.
It's going to last.
Looking in your eyes, it's like we're in slow motion. Just you and me tonight. And baby, you're leaning for a kiss. And I know that it don't get better than this. 'Cause I got you for the rest of my days. In the sun on Sunday morning, I got you for the rest of my life. And if all else goes wrong, baby, I'll be alright. 'Cause I got you.
Did you get any of these games?
I got you.
I couldn't really change anything. I just feel like we have three pitches.
I got forever, and I got
And he makes the catch.
So do you think that he's throwing more sliders because that was the spin and it originates one place and ends up at their back foot?
I got you for the rest of my days. In the sun on Sunday morning, or the pouring rain. 'Cause I got you for the rest of my life. And if all else goes wrong, baby, I'll be alright. 'Cause I got you. Don't leave. I got you.
That's amazing. And then he takes his eyes off the ball to turn all the way around like that. Like that's he made that look way easier than it is.
And then he just dropped his glove while you were saying that.
Yeah, well, we're all human. You know?
Yeah, that's right. But what a slick spin. So casual and easy.
He's the best outfield defensively in the game, and those two in particular. And Jaron's done a really nice job in left this year, but center field and right field, it's not just the diving catches that they make. It's the balls, the doubles that they cut off that turn into singles.
You were twirling your hair
The first and seconds instead of first and thirds, because they have plus arms. It's other things other than just the great catches that you often see in the highlights.
That's a big deal on Fenway too. Center
Hey,
field, tough
beautiful
center field.
girl in your own little world, and
Dropping off from earlier this year at Fenway Park.
you got all of my attention. You ain't even trying. Yeah, you're my kind of different. Yeah, I've never seen nothing like you. Shades all spinning in the summer rain. Dance on there ain't no music. Just the right kind of crazy. But baby, something about you. Rockin' that rock and roll t-shirt. Party dress.
Hernandez on the run with Pages over his head. Runs him over, makes the catch, sends Game 7 to the 10th. Incredible.
By Tucker as Bennett went to the off speed 2-2.
He's a highlight film in center field, even in between pitches. The way he spins his glove, he's spinning like a basketball.
Fly ball to left field. Hernandez on the run with Pages over his head. Pages runs him over, makes the catch, sends Game 7 to the 10th. Incredible. Andy Pages fresh into the ball game.
Fast.
Oh my
3-2.
God.
That is ball four and a challenge. Narvaez challenged immediately. And we'll see. It's either ball 4 or strike 3, and it's strike 3. An ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile gets the Red Sox off the field.
You say you'll be down to 5. The smell of your perfume is floating down the stairs. You're fixing up your hair like you do. I know that I'll be a mess the second that I see you. You won't be surprised. It happens every time. It's nothing new. It's always on a night like tonight. I thank God you can read my mind. 'Cause when you look at me with those eyes, I'm speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress. What it's doing to me ain't a secret, 'cause watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous every time you walk into the room. I'm speechless. Started when you said hello, just did something to me. And I've been in a daze ever since the day that we met. You took the breath out of my lungs, can't even fight it. And out of the words out of my mouth without even trying. And I'm speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress.
As we just
What
saw,
it's
the
doing
newest
to me ain't a secret, 'cause watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous every time you walk into the room. I'm speechless. Yeah,
but a counterpoint to the Players Association offered this weekend in the Athletic and the New York Times by our colleague Ken Rosenthal is that teams like
it's
the
always
Rays
on a night like tonight. I thank God you can read my mind.
their respective divisions. The Rays
Look at me with those eyes.
The Brewers, as a matter of fact, have the same record as the Dodgers, the best record in baseball. And a larger point, I might throw this in as well, the Mets, with a huge payroll, are terrible and in last place. And the Yankees always seem to
You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous every time you walk into the room.
have a realistic shot at making the
I'm
playoffs.
speechless. Oh, you know
It doesn't mean that the owners don't have a case. It does mean, Jason, that the players, the Skubal trade notwithstanding, the Players Association has a counter argument.
Well, it also means that you have teams who are right now, as our game is going on, Bob, deciding whether or not they're buyers or sellers.
Yes.
Right now. Because of that wild card situation, especially in the American League. But, you know, begrudging the Dodgers for going for it, it's going to be some people's choice. But don't you want to be in a league where a team wants to assemble the best talent?
Lightning strikes on me twice. I've been making plans, saving up, dreaming about it, diamond on your hand. I get your daddy on the line.
The instruction there, even their medical and training staffs. So they're always in a position to improve what already is an excellent team. On the other hand, there will be people who say that even resourceful teams, like the Rays and Brewers as an example, can't hold on to many of their signature stars. And even if they remain contenders, that's disorienting for a fan base. Hey, we want to keep our guys. We want to keep the core of our team. That's a counter argument from the owners.
Ball 4 to Narvaez, and that'll all work itself out in the next however long.
Hey, what's up, man?
We just all hope and pray that there's no stoppage, that they can figure it out before the games are at risk. And my theory is a high tide raises all ships, and I love it when people are attempting to get better every single day. That's the culture in Los Angeles. They don't always talk about the economics. The fan base has supported the organization in so many ways to give them the flexibility to do things. We are the bobblehead capital of the world. We give away more bobbleheads than anyone.
Kersh's is coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Another bobblehead coming. Yeah, it's exciting. You know, I don't get to come back to Dodger Stadium too much, so anytime, you know, that I can come and bring the boys or bring the kiddos out is really special. And
We got a ride.
I'm excited for that night in a couple weeks, so it'll be fun.
Did you approve the design?
You know, we don't get a lot of say, but I will say this one it looks okay. I'll take it. I'll take it for sure.
Are you going to throw out your own first pitch?
Oh, Oral, good question. I have 3 boys that would be really mad if I took their spotlight. So I'll see. We might have to do a big game of rock, paper, scissors or something. But
no, just have all 3 throw it.
yeah, see, I've done that too. I've gone back and forth on this. This is what happens when you retire. You got a lot of time to think about stuff. But we'll see. They're going to be excited to be out there, and I'm excited for them too. It'll be fun.
I'd love to know how you decide which one. That's going to be an interesting household.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of competition.
Oral's probably right. We just have to go all 3.
Well, Deion Sanders rates his kids. So, Kersh.
They're watching right now. They're watching right now for sure.
Deion famously was like, well, today, you know, Shedeur is on the list here and this and that.
Why are you shooting at me?
Strike 1 to Raffaello, who is just, I mean, at 25, he's chasing less at the plate. But he's also, you saw it in the quick soundbite we played for you. He is such a nice young man, such a joyful baseball player from Curacao, which since Andrew Jones has turned out so many baseball players to the majors. He's an easy guy to root for.
Yeah, I was really happy that he made the All-Star team. You know, at the time when they were talking about it, this team was 14 games under, and you're like, how many can make it? I think Sonny Gray 100% should have. So you already had some representatives, but this is the kind of guy. He doesn't have to hit 300 with 20 homers at the break to be an all-star. With how he plays defensively and what he brings to you offensively, he was an all-star. I think well-deserved one this year.
Being around him, what would you say his personality is like for the people at home?
Just fun. Fun. Always has a smile on his face. Always. Loves the big moments. Loves doing post-game interviews. He loves the big moments.
Maybe Kersh will talk to him after the game. We have Clayton down there. He's going to have a microphone.
Oh, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
1-2 on Raffaello. That ball's into dirt. There goes Narvaez. He peels away, and he is there. Good read by Narvaez, and a bit chancy, but he made it happen.
Little things, right? It's the little things that they do. Narvi's not a base stealer, so if you're not going to steal bases, look for a ball in the dirt. Try to get a good read on a dirt ball to get in the scoring position, especially with a lefty. He does just that.
He had a good secondary lead, and as the ball started to get away, he was reading the distance it was getting away and really changed gears then.
2-2. Swing and a miss. High fastball from Dreyer. And back-to-back strikeouts with the wild one in between. And now Abreu, who homered on the first pitch he saw back in the third.
As I mentioned, I see a lot of teams bring lefties in to face Abreu, and you know, the splits, I don't know what point you just sort of ignore and just go with what you think, but he's hitting 336 off lefties. Gives you really good quality at bat. Last year he didn't play against lefties. He didn't play. He had a few occasional at bats. Maybe Cora would leave him in a little bit, but they started looking more quality as the year went on. In the offseason, he really did some training in the offseason to face these guys every single day, and look how it's paid off.
And the whole time he still keeps up his barbershop business.
Yeah.
He owns a barbershop in Maracaibo, Venezuela, while he's hitting homers in the big leagues.
So doing some haircuts in the minors, right? Started getting good at it.
I love the open stance, and I love the fact that he gets his head turned around and gets both eyes on the pitcher.
Strong.
Why, Oral?
Well, a lot of guys kind of get into that peek around the corner when they're trying to keep their shoulder closed, and they're only looking at the pitcher, kind of one eye over the nose and one eye gets the pitcher. But he does a very nice job of starting his swing load and keeping his head in that position with both eyes from where the ball's coming.
One, two. Foul away.
You can just see as the front leg comes up and he gets ready to take his stride and his load, that head is staying with that same angle, so he's getting perfect information from his eyes to his brain.
Yeah, you know, Oral, it's such a strong setup too. He could actually hit from right here. Like, you know, with all the power in the game, he's already like, and he just sort of leans back a little bit, little hand movement.
I've just been around so many left-handed hitters that talk about, you know, I'm trying to keep my shoulder in, I'm trying to keep my shoulder in, but as you watch them load, and all of a sudden they're really not looking at the ball correctly. They're not getting both eyes on it. And if they get to a point where they can stay closed and keep their head turned, they get a lot better information.
High fly ball center field. Pages is back. Abreu did not miss by much. 5-3 Boston.
Look, yeah, that's what I second one there, bro. Look, yeah, that's what I second one there, though. He's about to have to get at the kill, these parties. Alright, fuck nigga, that party means a nigga like we can't join a party. That's what it is. Nigga, rules of engagement. What's up, girlie? What are you doing? Right here? What are you talking about? What's playing right there? The back. The back.
Time for flashback presented by USAA. The 1946 Boston Red Sox won 15 in a row. Huge crowd, by the way, 64-183. Ted Williams, the MVP, and the Red Sox went to take on the Cardinals in a 7-game World Series in 1946. This Boston team this year also won 15 in a row. Kind of out of nowhere, Lou. We saw you right around when that streak was starting. They weren't hitting. They weren't using the green monster. Now they're the best team in baseball in the last 25.
They weren't scoring runs, especially at Fenway Park. They had the worst home record of anybody in baseball, and it's Fenway, and they weren't scoring there. It all starts with starting pitching. I think we all know that, and that's the first half of that run. That's what it was. But halfway through, Suarez gets hurt, Early gets hurt, Patrick Sandoval comes back. He's going 4 or 5 innings. There was a lot of bullpen games in shorts from starters. There were nights you say, we got guys down, and they would still win. A lot. And the rotation was a little bit in flux, but their bullpen has just been absolutely lights out in the month of July, and still yesterday.
2-2 on Hernandez, and you have the backdrop as the trade deadline. So we will see tomorrow what both of these teams look like when they wake up on Tuesday. It feels like the Red Sox could use a little bit more power, which is a thing we would say before tonight's game. But then they've gone and hit 3 homers in 1 inning.
Well, Craig Breslow cashed in 1 chip with Conley early and acquired Curtis Mead with 17 home runs from the Nationals. And his second at bat in Sacramento got hit by a pitch and broke his wrist. So there's a chance he comes back at the end of the year. But if you believe the reports, they may be in on a catcher, shortstop, starting pitcher, I think, because young guys like Bennett, the innings are getting up there.
Fly ball right field, driving Abreu back to the track, and he meets the wall. That looked like it was going to be a clean catch without any boundary testing. And it's out number 1 nonetheless. The World's Game returns. New rivalries, new storylines, one chase for Premier League glory. Football's biggest stars will take center stage when a new season begins August 22nd on NBC and Peacock. Nice catch by Abreu. 1 away. I think one of my favorite things about Premier League coverage and the British accent is ending sentences with that. So you'd say, nice catch, that.
What?
Beautiful tie, that.
Really?
You gotta get a gold call. Or like a home run. Like their gold calls to me are fantastic.
You want me to just
go?
Let it rip. And
just
have it be like a 15-syllable deal.
Please.
If there's another home run in this broadcast.
Will you all jump in with me?
No. I can't hold my breath that long.
If that was a homer, it would have been the greatest comedic timing in the history of television. Fly ball to left. Jaron Duran is underneath. We are so glad to have you along. Oral Hershiser, Lou Merlone, downstairs, Clayton Kershaw. What a booth here tonight. Gentlemen, 2 of the best teams in baseball going that we're watching here this evening.
The hottest team in baseball against what people would say is the best team in baseball that just got better with Tarek Skubal. So, yeah, this is an amazing time, an amazing stadium to be seeing this in, and these 2 teams going at it. It's been fantastic.
I always say when 162 game schedule, it's when you catch a team. Right, a team in April, May are different than July, August, whatever it may be. And right now, the Sox team, you're coming into LA thinking, you know, let's get 1 and just sort of move on to the deadline. And they got an opportunity here right now, leading this ball game, to sweep the Dodgers after already sweeping the Yankees, Rays, White Sox in the American League over the course of the last month.
Is it starting to get to be the time where we talk about the American League East being a 3-team race?
Baltimore's trying. We saw them last week. They're playing good baseball.
Oh, I was just including the I think the Yankees and Rays have been thinking of it as a 2-team race.
Well, oh no, it's 3 now.
Into right, Abreu tracks this one down as well. Bennett's retired 7 in a row, and a Red Sox lead to the 5th.
Get exclusive access to tickets for every MLB game, so you can watch your favorite team take the field. Hey, what's the score?
The fifth inning here at Dodger Stadium, and the Dodgers are back into the bullpen. Evan Phillips in 7 1/3 so far. The 31-year-old will take the mound to face Wilson Contreras, Masataka Yoshida, and Caleb Durbin, as the Red Sox have 3 homers in the 3rd inning, 3 solo homers within 7 pitches. And Dave Roberts having to reach into the bag in the bullpen a couple of times here tonight. Kirsch. Evan Phillips went to high school in Clayton, North Carolina.
Wow, we didn't talk about that. I didn't know that. I haven't been. Is it nice?
Sure.
Okay.
Southeast of Raleigh. Sure, it's lovely.
Well, I'll tell you what, Evan coming back off of Tommy John surgery, this is earlier in the ballgame than I think most people expect him to be, because when he's right, he's a back-end weapon for these guys, and so he's still getting back into the swing of things. But the numbers aren't there yet, but his stuff actually looks really, really good. His sinker, 4-seam sweeper, he's got a lot for righties, and then he'll use that cutter against left. So he's like that pitch right there is really tough to lay off. That was a really good sweeper.
The individual pitches, he will tell you, are all there, and they feel great. He's just trying to find the range to be more consistent and hit his spots.
Yeah, I like the way he throws. He just is so deliberate with his mechanics, and I mean that's just a pretty fastball right there. It's really pretty.
When you say deliberate with his mechanics, Clayton, what do you mean?
That's a good question. How do I explain that? I think more than anything, it's like it's consistency. It's like he knows what he's doing. There's no rush. You know, you heard Earl talk about patience over the rubber. I think it's just like there's a lot of things that are in sync and on time when he does it right. And you know, there's just guys that when you watch throw, it just like looks like a ball should be coming out of your hand. And when Evan throws it right, it kind of looks like that for me.
There's a lot of precision to his movements. That repeatability that Clayton's talking about, he's just repeating everything, and it's the pacing of the delivery, the precision of the height of the leg kick, and what he does with his hands and when he breaks his hands. It's very precise, each and every one. But it's not as abrupt, you know, stop and start like Yamamoto. It has some athleticism to his delivery.
He's got out number 1 on a fly ball to Tucker. Here's the delivery you're talking about, Oral.
Well, Clayton, he scouted perfectly where Evan is coming back from the Tommy John surgery, and the stuff is off the charts, however you want to evaluate it, with the eye test or with the computers. It's just the consistency he's looking for. And this is a fun day for him to pitch, though, with this lighting. You're going to feel like you're hitting every spot.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that when he's right, he should be able to get right and left out. You know, obviously he's got the turbo sinker for the righties and the sweeper, but he's got the really good 4-seam to the glove side. He's got the cutter to the left. So a guy that Doc, you know, in big situations in October will be able to trust to get both sides out is the goal. And I don't think he's too far off from being that same guy he was before Tommy John.
That bullpen will be very interesting as it goes right back to Phillips, who snares it for out number 2. More about that after this.
With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Orel Hershiser, Lou Merloni, Clayton Kershaw, Jason Benetti, our entire crew. It's almost a foregone conclusion the Dodgers are going to have some starting pitchers in their bullpen in the postseason, considering the success they've had with it in the past.
Yes. The bullpen in the postseason is probably the most important part of the team, because if you have a chance to win a game, and you should win the game, that game has so much value. And who's in your bullpen and who you can trust, who has the pulse for those moments, that's the most important thing. And we have 2 outs and 2 strikes. This is a huge subject, though, for the Dodgers that we should probably talk about, which is the building of a trust tree.
Yeah.
And how that is going on right now in the regular season when you're watching your team. Who are you going to then trust in a game 7, in a game 5, with the game on the line?
More on that when we come back. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Phillips. Halfway home, 5-3. Batter up with FanDuel as we take a look at the same game parlay. Shohei Ohtani in his third plate appearance, he was intentionally walked and he singled on the first pitch he saw. So he's only seen one pitch tonight. And the second one is one of those cutters from Bennett.
Yeah, a big inning here for Bennett, right? Third time through the order. Kind of really lost the zone in that second inning. The inning he got in trouble, but he's found it the last couple. But you see there, third time through the order, the average jumps up to 314. There's times when he has trouble holding velocity. He starts the game a lot of times 93, 94. You may see a 95. Then all of a sudden he starts settling into 91, 92s. And even with that extension, it's still 3 miles an hour is a big difference for a hitter.
Ohtani chases. There's been more of that. And whether it's the knee, the bicep has been an issue as well, although it seems like he could pitch but for the knee at this point. He has been away from pitching, Oral, since July the 3rd.
It'll be interesting when they decide to put him back on the hill. And
strike three looked like it might have been worth a challenge.
That ball's wide. But Kirsch, you know, the challenge of Ohtani rehabbing at the big league level, right? Compared to he can't go down to the minors.
Yeah, that pitch right there, by the way, was perfect. You know, like you said, borderline ball, but just a little bit off. But yeah, when Shohei tries to start ramping up again, they kind of ran into this last year, is that, you know, he ramps up one time a day and he's got a hit in the game. So it's like, well, I'm not going to throw a sim game to rehab and then cool down and then try to hit in the game. He kind of prefers to do it all at one time. So that usually means rehabbing during the game, in essence, you know, pitching 1 or 2 innings in the game to open and then have the bullpen come in after that. So it's just a unique situation when you talk about Shohei and what he has to do to build back up for pitching. And I don't envy it. I don't know how he does it and keeps it all straight and actually does it at an elite level like he does. So, but yeah, that's what the battle is when he comes back here in the next couple weeks or whenever it may be.
Well, and Oral was talking before the break about the trust tree, right, for teams going to the playoffs, or the Dodgers very likely going to the playoffs once again. You have that trust in Shohei Ohtani when he is on the mound, so that is one guy who's as close to a guarantee that you don't have right now on your staff.
Yes, and the trust tree begins with him. He might be the trunk You know, and then you've got other different sized branches, as Lou said in our meeting as we left before the game. But I think that players, coaches, especially the manager, he has to build that in his mind to get ready for the playoffs. And with the Dodgers, you've phrased it even perfectly by saying it's almost like an extended spring training for them. What are they actually playing for individually and as a team? And what are they looking at when they watch the game?
Yeah, and that's, you know, the big picture of this team. And I think Doc does a great job of just motivating this really, really good roster, right? Obviously, very talented roster. Everybody thinks.
Inside out swing. It's a ground ball to second base. And Sogard with an exceptional effort. What a play by Sogard.
And Nick's beautiful play here. You know, Nick's one of these guys, the more you watch him, the more you like him, right? He may not have that one tool that pops off the page, but this kid knows how to play baseball. Switch hitter. He can play some defense up the middle of the field for you. And again, part of that grind, part of that toughness. But as we said, this Dodgers team is so talented that it's like a 162 game extended spring to where you can bring Phillips in the 5th and just try to get him right over the next couple of months, to where you can actually rehab Shohei Ohtani in a big league game on the mound. They're going to be in the postseason. They have so much talent. Let's try to get right in September, whether it's Snell and Glasnow.
That's what a 10-game lead in the division affords you. Monasterio, slick play as well, the middle infield. Flash in the leather for the Red Sox. 10 in a row for Bennett thanks to this from Monasterio. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweepstakes.
It's a great promotion and a great thing to win, but you won't have a job when you get back.
That's a great point. It's a lot of leave you have to take.
You have 30 years to do it.
Right? Call your boss. Hey, I won this contest. I'm gonna have to be at Target Field on Tuesday. Can I work remotely?
I need 6 months off.
Frank, you're an auto mechanic. 1-1 on Monasterio on a swing and a miss. Kyle Hurt is the new pitcher for the Dodgers. He's the fourth pitcher for Dave Roberts.
Good slider there.
1-2. It's fouled away. Red Sox going for a 3-game sweep of the Dodgers here tonight. 9-4 and 3-2 the scores so far in the series. They were 32-46 on June the 24th.
Really crazy.
46.
I remember that too, and as he started to win ball games, thinking at 32-46, we're actually going to win our 50th game before we lose 50, which I never thought would be possible at that point, and they did.
Late swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Nobody other than, say, a front office and everybody in that clubhouse, players, managers, you name it, coaching staff, believed that something like this was possible. This is off the charts.
For any organization.
For any organization. You just said, can it happen? I guess it's baseball, but I don't know offensively if they can do enough to put a run like this together, and they have. And you give them all the credit in the world.
And they've done it without the big season from a couple years ago from Jarren Duran.
Yeah.
I mean, he just has not had the same offensive production that he's provided them in the past, but still they're putting up those numbers.
He's had an extremely frustrating season. You see the average under 200. But there has been some hard contact, doesn't play for him. He's had 13 home runs, 56 RBIs. In scoring position, he's hitting 280 with an 898-93 OPS. That's who you're hoping he was. It's just that with nobody on, and he's just struggling to get hits, a lot of rollovers, a lot of chase, swing and miss. But the potential is there to keep him out there because he can change a game.
On 2 strikes, fly ball right field. Jarren Duran did change the score. Just like that.
Well, he might not be able to turn around his personal year, but if Boston gets in the playoffs, he could change his life.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, the first 3.5, 4 months don't matter. It's, baseball players, it doesn't matter. What he does in this month of August does. What he does his next at bat, the next day, September, could have a huge October. Again, the potential, as you saw what he did in 2024 with some of those numbers, it's through the roof. You're just sort of waiting for that to come out and put together a month.
Look, he's you know him, Lou. He's a highly emotional player. You see it out there on the field, but when he is at his best, he's a huge spark.
He is. He turns singles into doubles, doubles into triples. He ignites everybody, plays every single day. He can be enormous for this lineup because they've really been going here. Occasional one of these, but for the most part, not really consistent from him.
That is a season high, 4 home runs in a game for the Red Sox, and we have just 1 out in the 6th. They came into tonight 27th in the league, 107 home runs. If this is going to look like that, we'll see what they do add at the deadline to this group. That's off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you wear a baseball uniform for a profession, one of the dirtiest words you'll hear is prospect.
Agreed.
Because if you are a player and you are called a prospect, you have not reached your potential. And if you have made it to the big leagues and reached your potential, and they tell you we don't want to make this trade to help you win a world championship because we don't want to lose our prospects, it's a dirty word there too.
Yeah, and this is the pitch here. Looked like a changeup, just kind of left up that Duran left the yard on. That was his 14th of the year, but you're right, or we were talking about before the game. Guys in these clubhouses, they don't care about the prospects. No, I don't care about a kid that's going to help us out in 3 years. I don't. I could be out of here in 3 years. My career could be over. I could be traded. I could sign somewhere else. Get me somebody that can help my team out in August and September. It's the GM's job to worry about the future, but the manager and the players improve the club.
So you feel that around the deadline in the clubhouse?
Absolutely. It's good conversations, too. We don't want to give up this prospect in Double-A or A-ball. Not going to help us out for 3 or 4 years.
Especially when the average major league lifespan is a couple seasons. Like stars stick around for 17, 20 years, whatever it might be, but the average lifespan of a player is only a handful of seasons.
Kirsch, can you talk about the vibe in the clubhouse around the trade deadline?
Well, yeah, you guys nailed it on the head. You know, I think when you're in the thick of it, and you know, you're rolling through the days of August, having the trade deadline to look forward to, and you know, when you're in the heat of a playoff race, to add some new blood into the clubhouse, it's exciting. You know, you obviously don't want to lose any of your teammates, but at the same time, when you see somebody rolling in that, like a Tarek Skubal or like a Freddie Peralta or like a Luis Castillo, some of these guys that got traded today, that's exciting. It means that your management, your front office, everybody's in it. They want to win, and it's just exciting all the way around, and the vice versa. You know, when the trade deadline rolls around and nothing happens, even if you were the Dodgers and you probably didn't need to add Tarek Skubal, there'd probably be a little bit of a disappointment that nothing happened, you know, and that's a lot of pressure to put on Andrew in the front office and things like that. But that's kind of the expectation they've set, is that trade deadline rolls around, somebody's going to be walking through that clubhouse that's going to help us.
To that point, there are some reports online right now from a couple of folks. Bob mentioned Ken Rosenthal earlier. Ken, part of the report that Kevin Gausman is going to the Cubs at this moment. That's the way it's going to go over the next 24 hours. If your phone rings, you might be leaving. Like this baseball. Jarren Duran, the 4th Red Sox homer, 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. The WNBA is trending for. Look at this fat bitch. Holy fucking shit. Let's see what the right end is. Free tickets if you come hold this sign. Look at this. I didn't think dislike any more than part. Congrats, That's crazy how. Bro, it's crazy how like there are 2 different types of America within America. It is crazy, man.
Back at Dodger Stadium,
Like,
where
I
the
can't
red-hot
even,
Red
like,
Sox lead 6-3,
I could,
hoping to sweep the weekend
but I don't
series
even
for the
really want
Dodgers.
to, 'cause, like, it's
Jason,
Sunday.
we want to
I'll
give a
talk about
shout-out
politics
here to a
on
couple
Sunday.
of our teammates on this Sunday night broadcast, beginning with Clayton Kershaw. Now, everybody knows Clayton was a cinch to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer, MVP, 3-time Cy Young Award winner. But here's something as we take a look at humble Clayton down below. Here's something that isn't mentioned often enough. Since the advent of the lively ball in 1920, of all starters in the history of the game, over more than a century, with 200 starts or more, Orel Hershiser, not Orel Hershiser, we'll get to him in a minute. Clayton Kershaw has the highest career winning percentage at .699 and the best career ERA at 2.53. Now, our other teammate tonight up in the booth with you, Orel Hershiser, has a Cy Young of his own, one of the most epic seasons ever in 1988, capped it by being the World Series MVP with 2 victories over the A's. But all of that pales alongside what will happen on August 13th when he receives a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, think of the company he is joining. Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra, the Beatles, Vin Scully, Mickey Mouse. Really, there's nothing you can do for an encore, Oral. After this, it's downhill.
What do you get the guy who has everything?
Way to go, Oral.
Congratulations.
That's
That is
awesome.
fantastic.
That is really
It is a nice addition to the resume, and I'm totally humbled. And there are going to be more Hollywood stars on the dais speaking and in the audience. But I guess I'm the first. But Clayton should get one someday. Bob should get one someday.
For sure.
It's just crazy when you look at the people that have received them and accepted them, and then the support that I have gotten since being named to get one. And Clayton revealed a secret to me today that he was going to come, and Bob revealed a secret to me that he was going to MC, and some other friends are coming, so it's going to be quite a celebration, and I'm going to have a long list of people to thank.
It's very cool. I mean, do they do them alphabetically though? Are you going to be in between like Kevin Hart and Pee Wee Herman? Where are you going to be?
I don't know, because that has to be a secret. I'm not allowed to go and watch the installation. I'm not allowed to be there. But one of the most amazing God things that happened is my scoreless streak in '88 extended 8 extra innings against the Mets. So instead of 59, it was 67. And my number on my uniform was 55 because that was the only number that was left.
I think for us, like,
ground ball to third. Durbin steps through
discussion we really have in our locker room. I think it's for leagues and the governing bodies to work with their athletes to find solutions, but our focus is on basketball, and that's what we talk about and how we can get wins, and obviously we didn't do that tonight, so we need to find an area to improve in that
might
way.
have been shaded by the umpire while we didn't see the same effort. But the last part of that story, and then we'll move on to this game for sure. And thank you, Bob, for bringing it up, and Clayton, amazing that you have that winning percentage. But 6755 is the address on Hollywood Boulevard where my star is going to be.
Really?
Wow.
We'll start with
the
Chloe.
length of the scoreless streak.
How about that?
And the number on
I
my
think for
uniform.
us, like,
and
you know,
the committee did not.
it's not really a
choose
discussion we really have in our
that
locker
way.
room.
They
I think
had no idea.
it's for leagues and the
Well, it's
governing
quite an
bodies
honor.
to work with their
It's
athletes to find
unbelievable.
solutions,
Really
but our
unbelievable.
focus is on
Now
basketball.
I'm waiting
and
for Bob to kind of,
that's
okay,
what we
Bob,
talk
go ahead,
about
go through
and
my
how we can
numbers.
get wins, and obviously we didn't do that tonight.
Is he going to
So
go through my
need
career
to find an area
next?
to improve in that way.
Don't you have a star on the Framingham Walk of Fame?
I think so.
I'm just
My
answering for you.
talent.
Bob, do you have your speech ready?
We'll start with Chloe.
I do not, but I'm going through Baseball Reference
I think
right
for us,
now
like,
to
you
brush
know,
up on Lou Merlone.
It's not really a discussion we really have in our locker room. I think it's for leagues and the governing bodies to work with their athletes to find
Bob,
solutions,
I mean, you
but our
were
focus is on
calling
basketball,
baseball
and
at this
that's what
time.
we
How
talk about
good
and
was
how we can get
Oral
wins, and obviously we didn't do
Hershiser
that tonight. So
Completely
need to
lights
find an area
out.
to
And
improve
you
in
know,
that way.
on the pregame show before Game 1 of that '88 World Series, when we announced that
answered for
Kirk
you.
Gibson would not even be announced,
go
wouldn't
over
suit
to the
up,
Zoom.
and then
We'll start
in
with
something
Chloe.
that was as theatrical and dramatic and
I think for
cinematic
us,
as anything
like,
I've ever seen
you
in
know,
baseball, he comes
it's not really a
hobbling
discussion
out
we really have in our
of
locker room.
the
I think
clubhouse and
it's for
into
leagues
the
and the governing
dugout, and
bodies
Vin
to work with their
Scully's
athletes to
amazing
find
call
solutions, but
in
our
a year
focus
that
is
has
on
been so
basketball, and
improbable,
that's
the
what we talk
impossible
about
has
and
happened.
how we can get
But
wins,
we
and obviously we
thought
didn't do that tonight.
that
So
if the
need to
Dodgers
find an
could
area to
steal
improve in
Game
that way.
1, they had a chance, even against the mighty 104-win A's,
I'm just answering
because
for you.
Hershiser was waiting. He couldn't pitch Game 1 because he pitched a complete game in Game 7 against the Mets in the LCS. He was
I think for
waiting
us, like,
to pitch
you
Game
know,
2.
it's not really a discussion we really have in our locker room. I think it's for leagues and the governing bodies to work with their athletes to find solutions, but our focus is on basketball, and that's what we talk about and how we can get wins, and obviously we didn't do that tonight. So.
For only $25.
This question is for Issa.
That's me.
What is the worst script or project you've ever said yes to?
Oh,
Name it or eat a death wing.
I don't really want to eat a wing. I'm not gonna lie. But I can't answer that.
So what do we do?
Cut the cameras.
Dead ass. Dead ass. My lips are burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the lip gloss I wanted.
Oh my gosh, the plumper.
I don't want anything else.
Oh my gosh. Guys.
My nose gonna start running.
This is actually this is like an emergency. Oh my gosh. This question is for Issa.
That's me.
What is the worst script or project you've ever said yes to?
Oh.
Name it.
times. Does it feel like home?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great.
In his first game at Fenway Park, Orel Hershiser will reside next to Buddy Holly forever for always, and Clayton Kershaw has 3 Cy Youngs downstairs. Bob, finish your story.
You know, it's so annoying, Jason, how a present game interrupts a reminiscence of something nearly 4 decades old. But nonetheless, after Gibson's miracle, Hershiser beats the A's in Game 2, comes back in Game 5, pitches a complete game for the clincher. He's the MVP of the World Series on top of being the Cy Young Award winner. Not all Cy Youngs are created equal. That's one of the great Cy Young seasons of all time.
Thank you, Bob. And I still would rather have Clayton's winning percentage.
Oh, stop. Everybody can be good. 2-0 from Justin Slayton to Hernandez. And a foul ball right side. The Dodgers have gone stagnant offensively, in part because of Jake Bennett, who was phenomenal as he closed his night.
It's just the way he's been all year. But, you know, this one was a little different, right? Gave up 3 in the second. You love to see it. Kind of veteran-like, really kind of putting them down the next 3 innings, 1, 2, 3. Now you go to Slayton, who's been really good, scoreless his last 9 appearances. Part of this bullpen that was #1 in the month of July. They were just absolutely fantastic, and they have been all year long.
Just a hair better than the Brewers in July. As the 2-2 is scorched up the middle. It's another dive by Sogard, and he's got it. Aces again by Sogard. Goodness. Lou, what are we doing tonight?
Boys can play.
Every on-market MLB game plus MLB Network 24/7 now available at a new low price, $94.99. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Nick Sogard with an exceptional effort to keep the score 6-3. That is Steve Sax's nephew at second base with a phenomenal defensive play, the former Dodger among others.
He covers games with the A's. He was up in Sacramento when Nick got called up. It's impressive defense here in this infield.
0-2. Rafaela takes high. He homered earlier back in the third. See the company Rafaela is keeping right now, but that power that's showing up. Two and two. In there, strike three. It's a challenge from Rafaela. I don't know that he's going to like the result of that, guys.
Well, as great as he has been this year, when it comes to challenges, he is now 6 for 22.
Call correct. Boston has one remaining.
Out of everybody that had challenges, he is 477th out of 478.
Oh, boy.
It's not his strength. But he's a great player and a great defender.
It is not the kneecap, it's the hollow of the knee, that little soft spot below your kneecap. That is where the strike zone ends. So some of those can look low, but they're still strikes.
It's uniform for every hitter. It's a percentage of your height up and down.
It's a big discussion in spring training, like tall guys in a crouch. You know, how are we going to judge this? It's on my standing height. I crouch down a little bit. That's a ball to me. It's a strike to ABS.
Would you have just changed your stance?
Well,
see if you could game the system?
I was just so short. I don't think it really mattered.
Was, though. You said was.
I'm getting shorter, I think. Of both legs, they're just getting wider and wider.
You don't use lifts?
No.
There was a discussion in spring training around the Dodgers about, you know, what is going to be the toughest pitch for hitters.
With a challenge from Alfonso. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile once again.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Call correct. Los Angeles has one remaining.
This is Mike Malinsky inning. Twice he's come on the mic and said, call's correct.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what everyone's doing here with this one.
Alfonso framed himself into believing he had caught a strike.
I think it's been great for the game.
Yes, I love it.
There's some strategies. The Red Sox early on didn't really know how to use it. Like, they weren't really good at it, but they worked at it. They actually practiced it a few times at Fenway Park, but I think it's great. Again, getting rid of the egregious calls. I know as a hitter, I'd appreciate it. I'm sure it'd go against me a few times, but
top of the shoe here for Abreu on the foul ball.
Well, I think it's changed the mentality of all players, hitters, pitchers, catchers, because you're not hanging on that anymore if you think you got a bad call and it hurt you. It's like, no, we can challenge it. There's a way to clear your mind and move on.
And also, umpires can look at you and say, listen, don't complain. Challenge it then if you don't think it's a strike.
Yeah. 2-2. Upstairs.
The pitch in spring training that got a lot of discussion was the high breaking ball. That it's going to be really hard on, because Clayton used to throw unbelievable curveballs, and they still were sharp at the top of the strike zone. Clayton, you would have loved the ABS with your curveball.
Yeah, maybe so. I think, you know, what's funny is the first at bat of the game, Sogard, Sheehan throws a curveball 3-2, I think, and it's a strike, but you can't challenge it. Alfonso just gets put in late because Rushing's hurt. Doesn't really feel confident to challenge it, and ends up being a 30-pitch first inning. So, you know, I think, you know, you see Will Smith right there. I think if Will was back there, maybe even Rush, since he was starting the game, they maybe challenged that early because it was a pretty obvious strike. And who knows if that changes the at-bat. So just to you guys' point about how much it's changed the game and how important it is, it can make a big swing one way or the other in an inning for sure.
This is going to be the segue of the century. Speaking of big swings, American Ninja Warrior is back with a triple threat. Tougher obstacles, fresh faces, and three-way races. American Ninja Warrior tomorrow.
Go see what's going on.
NBC and Peacock.
Need help. I need help.
We didn't tell you guys. We used Sunday Night Baseball as a casting call for American Ninja Warrior. So you're trying out right now.
Great.
Laurel, you're up.
We need celebrity baseball American Ninja Warrior. So there's a swing and a miss and another high fastball to Contreras. 0-2.
This is the first broadcast that I've had to do calisthenics and stretching just to get into the booth.
It's a tight squeeze. This is your home booth.
I know, but there's usually only a couple of us, and we don't have the beautiful backdrop, and your chair can actually go out a little bit. So it's been tough at age 67 to get in and out.
Okay,
that's why he hasn't moved the entire broadcast.
That's another one up to Contreras for strike 3. Kirsch, how about that? Just let it rip on Contreras.
Yeah, when I used to face Wilson, he did so much damage with strike breaking balls. So for me, it was like try to get ahead with the fastball quick and then try to expand with the breaking ball and hurt. His fastball is 97, 98 at the top. I think that's the place that I would go watching these Red Sox hitters a lot if I had that pitch. Him and Rafaela especially.
We do happen to have this flashback. We're so very sorry to say. I didn't call for it.
What is happening right now? How are we what is going on? That was 10 years ago, guys.
I don't run the tape machine, dude.
But that was a strike breaking ball right there,
No, that's where you get your scout is from moments like that, right? In part.
This is like rookie hazing.
When you complain about the banner, he takes the shrapnel.
We just happen to have this pulled up. Him getting slapped out of his fucking mind. Can you go get him?
Sitting right now.
Is he putting her out? Give it to me. Look at me.
We've been praising the Red Sox outfield defense, but the infielders getting involved in this one. Nick Sogard, beautiful play there, his left. They've been doing it all night. Monasterio up the middle. Good, accurate, strong throw to first base. And then Nick Sogard again up the middle, this time last inning, with a beautiful play. Flashing some leather here now in the dirt.
How you doing, dude? Good to see you.
Who are you talking to down there, Kershaw?
Oh, we're back. Mario Lopez is here, actually.
Yeah, AC Slater?
AC Slater.
Let's go.
Kirsch is talking to production to get some of those strikeouts on video.
Yeah.
Tyron Guerrero comes in and fires a fastball foul for a strike. We asked Chad Tracy, the Red Sox interim manager, who gets undervalued publicly in his bullpen. He said, well, maybe not anymore.
Yeah.
But Tyron Guerrero is the guy who has had an entire baseball journey that's taken him all over the globe to make himself into what he is right now, Lou.
When you have an elite bullpen, sometimes you just need someone to come out of nowhere, right, and just be spectacular. That's what Tyron Guerrero is. 102-mile-an-hour sinker. He comes at you. He throws it almost 84% of the time. And, oh, by the way, 7 feet 1 inch extension, 94th percentile, so it even gets on you even more. Was in the big leagues in 2019 with the Marlins, didn't throw strikes. Some time in Mexico, Japan. Came into camp and has been throwing nothing but strikes since he's shown up.
He's got one of those resumes that reads like a Johnny Cash song. You know, you got El Paso, San Antonio, Jacksonville, Caguas. I mean, to see what he's done this year as a reliable arm out of nowhere is really impressive hard work. And you mentioned before the game is that smoke to second, and they finally penetrated the Sogard fortress at second base.
You would think it's kind of hard to hide 102, that somebody would take a shot, but he's been a strike throwing machine. This ball's hit really hard by Muncy. Sogard trying to backhand it. But you mentioned the last 22 games, .81 ERA, he's got 11 holds. He's an inning plus guy. And he's really helped Chad Tracy solidify this pen.
I loved hearing what you had to say about him as far as camp and his decision there, about his work ethic at 5 in the morning with one of his teammates.
Yeah, Aroldis Chapman, he wanted to be around him, worked with him in the offseason. Got an invite to pitch for Columbia in the WBC. Declined it because he wanted to stay in camp. He liked what they were doing. He liked the strike throw. He stuck with it. Felt like he could make this team.
Alfonso tomahawks this to center field. Lou will finish this story after this message.
At Ace, no matter how you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting back to Guerrero, the only question was, what took you so long? He's down there for 2 months doing this in AAA, but since they brought him up, he has been really good. It's a good matchup here.
Flame-throwing right-hander to Ohtani at 102 to start the at-bat. Strike one. That is spicy.
With sink.
You know, I'm just glad the lighting is a little more consistent now when you got a guy on the mound throwing 102. At least the hitters can have a shot.
That's the first ball he's thrown, and it's way, way off the plate. Muncy to second base with one out.
When Shohei's in the box, you see pitchers that try too hard. It's the resume that takes them to this level of just throwing instead of pitching.
This is having 102 in the tank and trying to throw 104.
One. Well, for Guerrero, for so long, Lou, it was, can he throw enough strikes?
Yeah. By the way, he's 35. Yeah. Like, what took so long for this arm? But at 35, look what he is doing.
His first year in minor league baseball was 2010. He was 19. He was pitching with the Padres in rookie ball. He walked 32 in 16 games.
Imagine facing him. I wouldn't want to. 102 with no clue.
Good luck.
Pinch hitter.
Like J.R. Richards.
Famed Houston Astro. Wave and a miss. An exploding changeup for strike three on Ohtani.
He throws a little changeup about 13% of the time to lefties. The slider a little more so to righties, but it's a split grip. Just kind of a little fade away. Really nice pitch from Tyrone.
Isn't that interesting that you see the slow motion of the grip and it's a split finger, but they still call it a changeup? It's evaluated more on spin and break than it is on what grip you use.
Two down. Andy Pages, the batter. This Dodgers team has been so good at coming back in this ballpark during this run of back-to-back World Series.
It is a really big home field advantage to play in front of as many people as the Dodgers play in front of. The home crowd travels real well when they get on the road, and they anticipate the team coming back, so they stay engaged. It's not like the olden days where the crowd thins out in the 7th inning. They come late and, you know, leave early. They come early and they stay the whole time.
Guys, how, Lou, you stood in that box. How do you hit that?
I don't know. With Cink, I would hope it would be a 4-seamer straight, but with Cink, you get swings like you just saw there from a very good hitter. It's just
that shows as a strike out of his hand. It's not a strike. One, two.
Clayton, you face some hard throwers. What's it like to be able to see the ball?
I just never swung. Just hope for a walk. But you know what's funny about Andy that I'm seeing right now is that he uses the same bat all the time. It's usually an all-black model bat, and this is a two-tone bat. So I'm wondering if he's like, hey, this guy's throwing 102-mile-an-hour sinkers. I got to shorten up. I got to get a smaller bat, because he usually never does this. Changes bats. It's either that or I just don't want to break my good wood.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm not taking my gamer up there.
You know, Oral, don't sleep either, because you did win a Silver Slugger. So, I mean, you could talk about facing some gas.
Nolan Ryan threw one right at my head. Dwight Gooden threw one right at my head. I think Nolan's was on purpose because I tried to bunt for a hit the pitch before, and I forgot about the rule. Don't bunt on Nolan.
You hit 356.
I put it in play a lot, didn't strike out. My good wood was the wood that didn't reach the outfielder.
We think, our crew think, yeah, it's Kike Hernandez's bat, Kirsch.
Yeah, just break Kike's. That's fine.
I was just going to say, if I'm Kike, I don't know how I feel about this.
There it is.
Yeah, that must be like a different barrel or just a different feel in his hand for a really good sinker or something, because Andy has been swinging the same bat since he's been up here. So this is a first. I usually don't see this from him.
2-2 from Guerrero. 6-3 game. He got a piece of it.
It'll be interesting if he gets a base hit and an RBI here, or hits one out, or hits a double. Is he going to switch bats?
Nope. He could go right back to Kike's until it runs out.
I mean, this is a really good at-bat right here.
Yeah,
it is. Really good at-bat.
Muncy at second. 2-2 on Pages. Continues. 101. He fouls it away again.
You know, that run I was telling you about, 75% strike rate from Guerrero. And there are times when he first came up, I'm like, you know, if you could pitch to that upper rail, 102.
Yeah.
But he actually does it. He's still very successful, but he likes to keep that sinker down.
2-2. Pages reaches out and pushes it into the left field corner. What an at bat. 9 pitches to an RBI double, and it's 6-4. That is a resilient trip to the plate.
Dave Roberts is going to put this in the back of his head, and you talk about a trust tree. When they have a hard-throwing righty come out of the bullpen, they're not going to be pinch hitting for Andy after this at bat. They're going to go, wow, this guy understands how to hit in a high leverage situation.
Yeah, and you know, he fouled off 5 or 6 really good sinkers and actually got the hard thrower off his fastball as he went to that slider right there. So he really worked for that at bat and got a slider to go get.
Did you see Kike? He looked like a proud dad. That's my bat.
Yeah.
Great catch, Clayton.
Yeah, Andy, I mean, that's a big deal. Andy doesn't change bats a whole lot. Like Freddie uses the same bat all the time. Shohei, Andy's kind of in that category. So, you know, when you've been around somebody for a long time, you see that stuff. And yeah, Kike was kind of like a proud dad right there. That was cool.
First pitch, ball 1 to Tommy Edman. Now here come the Dodgers. Long at bat. If you're watching in the dugout, you've seen all of Guerrero's stuff. Tommy Edman just got jammed, and he skies it to center. Rafaela makes the catch We got a tight one on our hands. 6-4 to the 8th. Sunday Night Baseball on NBC is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. Some of the famed traded Red Sox and Dodgers in this series. Some of them right here in this ballpark. The countdown's at 20 hours to the trade deadline tomorrow, 6 Eastern time. We're so happy to have you along as Wyatt Mills sprays a first pitch to hit Caleb Durbin, who does have some speed over at first. On the subject of Dave Roberts, this Boston Red Sox team is obviously very close to his heart, considering the stolen base in Game 4 of the ALCS in 2004. I thought it was really interesting the way he put how he felt about stealing bases. I mean, Dave was joking around about, not feeling comfortable in the box, and a lot of guys say that they want to have the big hit, and when he was in the box, he wasn't necessarily the guy that wouldn't be offended if the guy before him had a big RBI, right? But then he gets to first base, and he said he basically felt like a totally different person because his prep and his skill set and his ability to read pitchers, he thought made him elite. And he was right. I just think it's so interesting that you can be the same person but have two totally different psychologies about pieces of the game.
Well, he knew who he was as a base stealer. As he said, I always felt like I was one of the best. And think about that job. You're getting pinch run for. Everyone in the ballpark knows you got to steal this base. Everybody. Mo knows it. Posada knows it. Boy, he just got in there too, right? But someone's got to get a hit off Mariano Rivera. We won't be talking about the slide. So you got to give some love to Billy Miller.
Now that your text thread's happy. We talked about it the other day, a couple weeks ago, that we should have a segment on this show where we just show text messages that you get from former teammates. Somebody in the booth has to share their texts every week. But credit to Bill Miller, because without that RBI, we're not talking about that steal. You're right.
Yeah, but it was, and that's the toughest thing, right? And everybody knows that you're stealing. You're as a pitcher, you know the pinch runner. You're doing everything you can to keep him from going.
One of Dave's mentors was Maury Wills, and the Dodger fans used to chant, "Go Maury, go Maury," when he would get on base. And Dave was told by Maury, someday you're going to have to steal the base when everybody knows you're running. And that was that moment. And that was the quest that Dave was put on by Maury Wills and others you got to become the best base stealer ever and know every little piece of it, because that's how good you have to be when everybody knows you're running. And he put that work in, and he stole that bag.
And changed the course of history.
And gets no checks at any restaurant in Boston.
Forever.
He eats for free.
You know, we asked him, how did your life change after that? And he said, you know, actually, Theo Epstein was nice enough to trade me to San Diego. So it's instructive to him in the way to handle the deadline, Dave Roberts said, because there are some times where players just kind of need to spread their wings.
He said, I didn't want to stay in Boston and be a 4th or 5th outfielder and not really have a career. And so he asked, and they obliged, and it was a good time for him to leave because they just won a world championship, and he did something pressure, so he was going to get a good job somewhere else.
And he did. He had a couple of very nice seasons for San Diego. Ended up playing 10 years in the big leagues, and now his 11th year as the manager of the Dodgers.
Future Hall of Famer for sure.
Two and two from Mills, and it's a big chopper over to third. Muncy has to wait for it, then swing it, and not in time. A helium ball to third base, and the Red Sox have 2 on with nobody out.
This should be interesting here. This ball just chopped into the ground, but the way this Red Sox team has been playing a lot, it's not about just the situation, first and second, nobody out. It's, you know, who's on deck. Narvaez been struggling lately at the plate. So I'd be curious to see if they let Jaron swing here.
Yeah, I think I'd let him swing just because it's a righty side armor on the mound. You know, and this matchup, he just hit a home run last at bat. He's probably feeling pretty good. And typically, this is a big bunt situation. I agree, but I would let him swing. I think right here.
That's a good look at that side arm.
I'm wrong, but what do I know?
Nobody's wrong. Other people are just more right.
Well, so yeah, I mean, I think. You know, I think with Duran, he's obviously not having the best year, but I don't know. There's just something about his swing. I always feel like he's dangerous up there. And, you know, Mills is throwing from the side. He's definitely a guy that's much tougher against right-handed batters. And so, you know, to each his own.
I'm with you, Kirsch.
Yeah. But I'm with you too, Kirsch. I would be letting him swing. You got the 2-run lead.
Tough guy to double off too.
There's a bunt third base side of the mound. Mills has to deliver to first, and look out. Freeman's reach went right into the baseline. It's a sac bunt. And next week on Sunday Night Baseball, Yordan Alvarez and the red-hot first-place Astros head to San Diego to take on Fernando Tatis Jr. and the Padres, who are right in the middle of do you buy, do you sell, what do you do? We'll find out. It's an interleague showdown in SoCal, only on NBC and Peacock. And the Red Sox, to your point, Lou, you're not bunting here for Narvaez. They're going to pinch hit for Narvaez with Anthony Siegler, the switch hitter who will bat left-handed. He's the only left-handed option.
You know, another one of these guys, these role players that have brought an attitude, a toughness to this team. And, you know, he's actually been struggling lately, but he's been leading off a lot, and they just don't lose. It's big play, big hit here and there. He's another one. I was telling you guys about Durbin and the finger dislocated. He had an incident in Chicago the next series. There was a collision at the plate with Kyle Teel, and you thought it was like a collarbone, shoulder. The knee pad went into the shoulder, and you thought maybe he was going to be an IL. Well, he fought to stay into the game. They didn't, but he played the next day, and he had a big home run against the New York Mets. And it was just a continuation of what we saw from Durbin to Siegler, guys like Sogard and that man, Monasterio. This grit, this toughness of role players has really changed the culture in that clubhouse.
He hit a ball as well as you can in Sacramento on Tuesday without getting it up and out to end that game. 397 feet away. Infield in. Big spot for Siegler. And that gets away. Here comes run number 7. It's a wild one, and the Red Sox use it to add on.
That's why we bought him over.
Well, I mentioned off the top how this team has been getting rewarded for playing baseball the right way. And, you know, by putting that bunt down and moving the runners, you're able to score a run here just on a wild pitch.
People always ask us, like, who was your toughest hitter? And I say, no one. It's the situations that are tough.
Yeah.
And that's where that pitch comes from. He's in a tough situation and he overthrows it. You have to learn to deal with those tough situations. And there was no better than Clayton. He just kept throwing the same pitches and kept getting people out or kept attacking no matter what.
I think he'd say the same about you.
Well, I got to cover him. He was one of the reasons I came back here to be a Dodgers, because I got to go with Kirsch, Greinke, and Ryu. Oh, yeah, I'd like to broadcast for that team.
2-1. Seigler fouls it away.
But Clayton, what was the trick, or what was the magic in your head that kept you being the same no matter what the situation was?
Well, you know, actually, one of the pitching coaches I had growing up was Skip Johnson, who actually had Bennett over at Oklahoma, and I was texting with him earlier, and he always told me just make the next pitch. And I think that's the case. You can't really control anything else. Just keep making the next pitch.
Oh, Alfonso could not haul it in, and that one gets by. Monasterio's home with run number 8. All the action at the dish, much to the Dodgers' dismay.
This is what we call in business bad presentation. You're going to have bad days. You're going to lose. You're not going to do things well sometimes, but when it accumulates, it's just really bad presentation, especially when you're at home.
Looked like that one got him in the thumb, too. He started shaking that hand. At first, I thought he was crossed up. You see him kind of speeding up on him a little bit back there. Couldn't do anything about the first one.
So Rushing was supposed to start, Dalton Rushing, and then he went out with arm irritation. About an hour, 45 minutes before the game, he was scratched. You have Will Smith still on the IL, and this is not going to quiet any calls for catching help for the Dodgers over the next 20 hours or so.
It's such a hard situation to just get put in the lineup as a catcher 5 minutes before.
Fly ball left field. And Hernandez makes the catch. 2 down. And Sogard after this.
Want to stay up to date? Just tell Siri, show me today's MLB scores.
Clayton Kershaw downstairs, Oral Hershiser, Lou Merloni, Jason Benetti. Experts from both sides as always here on Sunday Night Baseball. As the Red Sox lead 8-4 going for a 3-game sweep. Oh, there's the trade deadline countdown at 0. You think it's over, but sometimes the paperwork gets put through right at zeros and you hear about it late, so stay by your phones. Long throw, Mookie Betts, and it sails wide. Sogard is safe. Mookie had to rush it. Sogard is on.
Yeah, we just had the trade deadline talk up there, and you know what? When something falls like the Skubal trade, the conversations on all the phone calls going on around the league is changing too. A shoe's got to drop sometimes before all of a sudden the dam breaks.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of conversations going on now that the big piece, where you were going to use your prospects to try and get the big piece, we've got ammo now in other places, right? That they can go get stuff.
There is no phrase you hear more at the deadline in a bunch of different tones than "what are we doing?" Like, oh, he's off the board. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And then there's the teams that don't really make the move, like the Dodgers did, and they go, "What are we doing?"
Well, I mean, that's kind of, I think people back in Boston right now with 20 hours left are wondering, what are we doing? Like, this team is the hottest team in baseball. You're seeing it right here. I mean, you got a good shot here of sweeping the back-to-back champs, and there's some improvements that can be made. There's some bats that can be added, maybe a starting pitcher that can be added. Now it's still 20 hours, but it's not the most patient group up there. They kind of want everything done yesterday.
Well, you would imagine they would do something, though. The Curtis Mead injury it suggested they felt like they needed him. Now you don't have that. You would almost have to add something just to replace that at the very least, right?
Yeah. No, you could use another bat. And you know, the hard part is that like the guys we're talking about replacing are the guys that have had a huge role in what they're doing right now. Whether it be middle infielders or catchers, starting pitchers, whatever it may be.
So here's the Curtis Mead injury. I mean, what, 2 pitches in?
Yeah, and he's got coverage everywhere except for the red tape, which is where he hit him. Right? He's got the hand guard, the elbow guard. X-rays the next day said fractured wrist, 6 to 8 weeks.
Looping liner, right center field. That's a base knock. Sogard to third. Raffaello. Everything he touches lands somewhere good, it feels like, for Boston.
And you're kind of seeing a little bit of everything that this team has been doing. Because a lot of times when you open up the door, you make even like a 2-out error. Next thing you know, they take advantage of it. So nothing in yet, but now gets another at bat here to Abreu.
You have Chad Tracy in the dugout, interim manager, whose father, Jim, was a half-decade manager for the Dodgers. Oral, you got to know him well. There's ball 1.
Great manager. Did an amazing job at every stop, really. But manager of the year 1 year. And Chad got to grow up with that and probably learned a lot. And when we asked him about what he learned from his dad, you know, he's almost like, where do I start? You know, even as a child who was learning it, not even as a player and then wanting to possibly be a coach or manager.
You said Dad is a very meticulous skipper.
Very meticulous guy, and you know, we didn't have the charts that they have now in the computer tracking, but he was AI back when there was no AI as far as the gathering of data and processing it. Just his charts were amazing.
There you see Jim as a Rockies manager. He was the interim manager 2009. The Rockies opened 18-28. They go to the postseason. He's the manager of the year. And Jim said to Chad this year, as relayed to us by Chad, just stay yourself. Just be yourself. And then over the long haul, not immediately, but over the long haul, you hope the team will take on your personality.
Well, look at that record. I mean, 50-34. You know, and he has done a fantastic job. Again, it was a young group, and I was going to point out too the staff. They got rid of the entire hitting department. They brought a bunch of inexperienced young guys from A-ball, and they have meshed together, worked hard, and it's been an impressive run.
We're big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan that QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Giovanni Moran, who's had a very nice season, but was touched up for a home run by Shohei Ohtani in the opener.
I got Scoops here, Jason.
You got him?
Yeah, he's right here.
What's up, Scoob?
He just said hi. He said he looks good in Dodger blue.
Did he actually say that?
No, he didn't say that.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I one to Alex Call. That's downstairs, a ball and a strike. You got a headset for him?
We didn't make it that far. You know, he's kind of, he's talking to some new teammates. It's kind of like a first day of school, You got to get in, meet everybody, and even though everybody knows who you are, they don't know who you are, So you got to kind of show who you are, and I don't want to take him away from that. It's kind of fun.
What do you know about the first day of school in a new clubhouse?
I just know from other people. I don't know much. Yeah, but it's always fun to get new guys in the clubhouse. Get to talk to them. That was a good swing by AC right there.
Alex Call to left field. And that thing climbs the wall and ends up on the warning track. It's a leadoff double. Never count the Dodgers out. Moran allows a double to Call to lead off the eighth.
Well, it's interesting, actually. You got this lead a little bit, kind of Tracy able to stay away from Whitlock, who normally would get the eighth. But with a 4-run lead, Giovanni, who's done really well for this team, and as a reliever, got a 1.96 ERA. Hit 168 off him. Really good changeup here.
Mookie Betts sees a first pitch fastball called a strike. That looked like it was up.
Mookie adjusted his helmet right after the pitch, and I thought he was challenging it.
That's the universal sign for I don't know if I should challenge.
This is an interesting situation because AC, Alex Call, just pinch hit for Freddie, and it looks like Kike is going to pitch hit for Tucker next. And so, it's not, obviously Kike and AC are really good against left-handed pitchers, but taking out those two guys, it's kind of a signal like, hey, we don't have anybody else to throw the ninth. We don't really have, a comeback in mind. It's kind of what it feels like when you take out Freddie and Tucker right here.
But the depth is enough that they're at bats that could bring you back into the game almost accidentally.
Yeah, I mean, these two guys against left-handed pitching, I'd want them up at any time. AC and Kike are both unbelievable against left-handed pitching. So, yeah, it is, to your point, an embarrassment of riches for sure. But anytime you take Freddie and Tucker out of the game, it's a little interesting.
I think you're right, too. But you also, in the long run, you want to get these guys at bats against lefties because you got to keep them relevant. And so we're talking about the extended spring training.
I was going to say, when you're 27 games over, you can you get some work in.
Yeah. It's an asset you want to spend. Get these guys in the game, get them at bat.
2-2 on Mookie Betts.
Yeah, these guys are going to Chicago tonight to play tomorrow too, which maybe is a factor as well. That's a big trip.
Long trip for Boston too. Ground ball to shortstop. Monasterio gets around it and throws it. For out number one. Well, Hernandez will back to Tucker, as you said, Clayton. Reigning World Series champions getting reigning Cy Young Award winners. Justin Verlander in 2023 is the last guy to do it. Cliff Lee, 2009. Tarek Skubals won back-to-back Cy Youngs. He was out earlier this year with the bone chips in his elbow. He got that nano needle surgery to bring him back fairly quickly. But the stuff is basically no different this year than it has been in the prior 2 years. The numbers are a little bit higher as he's gotten back to full strength, but he's a menace.
The fastball changeup foundation is amazing, but so are his other pitches. But I think he's going to fit in so well because of his competitiveness. He is just such a gamer and shows his emotions, and people will feed off that in a hurry.
don't know if you go with him game 1, Yamamoto game 1. It doesn't really matter. You know, you got the next guy the next night.
Not official, but we heard Tuesday in Chicago is when he may start. His last start for the Tigers was Wednesday.
How's the feeling out in Detroit? It can't be a good one.
That's the question. Well, I knew something was up last night. We were doing the Tigers game, and during the break, I looked at my phone, and my phone was ringing as Orel Hershiser was calling me during the Tigers game. Orel, what had you seen on social media when you called me?
It was fans chanting here. We got Scooble, we got Scooble, and it was talk radio with David Vassegh here, and talking about guys releasing that it was going to happen.
It was the news of the night in Major League Baseball. And on Wednesday, what felt like it could have been his last start for the Tigers was his last start for the Tigers. You see him clapping as he came off the mound, as he's prone to do. I mean, he was beloved there. He was born and raised a Tiger. And you go back and watch him in his debut of 2020. He's like half the size. He's self-made in the weight room and pitch design and all that. And the Dodgers got a great one. Greg Weissert coming out of the bullpen for the Red Sox when we come back. On game nights with MLB Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game. Game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Go to MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Lou, another piece of this great bullpen, Greg Weissert.
Yeah, it had a real tough beginning of the season, especially with inherited runners. Snake bitten in April. And it just sort of snowballed, right? You could see it when he came in with guys on. Bases were empty. He's absolutely lights out. But he's done a really nice job here recently. I think it's interesting. As the season goes on, the arm angle has dropped. Intentionally at times. Especially on that sweeper. It's like 18, 20%. Next thing you know, it's a 10. Really getting low on that sinker-sweeper combo.
(8-4) Boston looking for a sweep of the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium before an off day tomorrow, and the White Sox come to town to Fenway for a huge August series. White Sox just won't stop. They were winners big at the Trop earlier today. They're the leaders in the American League Central. They picked up Luis Castillo in that trade with Seattle, including Seranthony Dominguez going to the Mariners. Ground ball third base. That is fair. It is Durbin, and a long throw is on the mark. 2 retire this side. Go to the 9th. Red Sox by 4. Alex Collin right, Kike Hernandez over at first. The defensive changes for the Dodgers here in the 9th, and Wilson Contreras will lead off for a Red Sox team that has 4 solo homers tonight. Contreras a rare 0 for 4 for him this year. Cedar Rafaela has a home run. Abreu has a homer. Yoshida and Duran.
We haven't seen many stretches like this from Wilson. 3 for his last 20. Honestly, it's been consistent. I don't think he's gone 3 games without getting a hit. He did 4 the other day, but there's 8 walks during that stretch. So he's still getting on base.
I love watching him play. I love the energy that he brings. And the old phrase, plays with his hair on fire. He leads by example.
You said he plays like his hair's on fire. Is that because he was given a Wilson from Castaway as a birthday present earlier this year?
Really?
Didn't Suarez give him a Wilson volleyball?
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect. Hair on fire.
Team Venezuela is well represented in this Red Sox team.
Strike 3, Mills to the northwest corner for strike 3. Our TikTok play of the game, Lou Merloni, some power from the Red Sox tonight.
Well, like I said, they've been swinging. They've been hitting more home runs, especially this guy. Now 7 home runs since the All-Star break. And how about Wilyer Abreu? He's been catching fire here with the long ball. And, of course, Yoshida. He chimes in, too, with number 5 of the year. Like I said, guys, it's been a combination of everything. We've seen him bunt, we've seen him hit homers, seen him play defense.
We've seen a lot of Wally tonight. So, if you had to pick right now who the favorite in the American League is, right now, who you choose?
I got to choose the Red Sox.
I have a hard time.
Hard time not to.
Obviously, there's a lot of respect, I think, for the Rays. They went out and got Peralta, so now it's in McClanahan, Rasmussen, Martinez. You know the Yankees, they added some offense with Luis Garcia. That staff is, so there's plenty of respect for those teams. I want to see what the Red Sox do in the next 20 hours.
Yeah.
What do they need, Lou?
They need a bat. You know, and like I said, maybe shortstop, see Trevor Story. I don't know where he's going to be coming back, but I think those are some of the things they've talked about. All the reports you hear, catcher, shortstop, starting pitcher. Can they execute that in the next 20 hours, whatever we have left? But they have something going on here, as you're seeing. They're not afraid of anybody. And they're playing with a ton of confidence. It's been going on now for some time.
I mean, a month plus at this point.
And you don't want to upset the chemistry, right?
That's the hard part, too, because like I said, the guys you're talking about replacing have played a huge role in this turnaround. All of them, everybody.
And if all of a sudden they're either gone or lose playing time, you got to keep the house in order.
How do you do that? I mean, you guys have lived through deadlines. How do you do that?
Well, yeah, it's hard, you know, because you're talking about two catchers that have contributed in different ways. You're talking about a middle infield where it's been a bunch of role utility players that have really settled in and done a nice job for you. I think as a GM, you have to take a step back and look at the big picture. What's it look like in 2 months? Postseason play? What kind of roster do I want going into it?
Ball four to Yoshida. 1 on, 1 out. And then there's the luxury of an NFL general manager right now. All you have to worry about is who's going to play in the preseason. It's easy, right? Thursday night, the NFL preseason kicks off. Panthers face the Cardinals in the Hall of Fame game Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. If AC Slater is here, who's going to be at the Hall of Fame games? There is a strike called. Challenge. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and it's a correct challenge. It's a ball. Durbin sees ball 1. Big Saved by the Bell fans in this booth.
Of course. Kidding me? AC, the whole crew.
Kirsch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was Saved by the Bell. Boy Meets World. You know, there's a lot of good ones out there.
I like that we're getting an insight into Clayton Kershaw's pop culture love.
Yeah, you know, I used to be like, I thought I was young, and then you start just kind of throwing like Friends, Seinfeld, some of these other shows out there, and then you're in the clubhouse with 25-year-olds, and they have no idea what you're talking about. So, especially with movies too, like you say, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Waterboy. Some of them look at you with 3 heads, like they've never heard of these movies, and it's just like it's just sad.
Did you only watch Adam Sandler movies?
That's it. Only Adam Sandler movies. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
When we were talking about the trust tree, you know, with the Dodgers, and my brother texts me and goes, "Is that like the Circle of Trust from Meet the Fockers?" So it's really kind of like Meet the Dodgers.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Not that you guys asked me, but AL favorite for me, I think I gotta go. I think I gotta go Yankees still. I mean, I just think if Aaron Judge comes back, that rotation is special. With Fried and Garrett Cole both healthy now with Schlittler, that's tough to beat. So I know there's a lot of Red Sox fans listening right now. They're probably mad at me, but I think the Yankees, if Judge comes back and is healthy, is going to be pretty tough.
What about the White Sox?
I honestly don't know. I don't know enough about them. I've watched them play. They're fun to watch.